Welcome back to an episode of Famous Reality TV, and today I'm coming to you all with a little tea from Bad Boys LA as well as the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I also had some words to say about one of the sneak peeks that Joseline shared today for Joseline's Cabaret. Now, as far as Bad Boys LA goes, you all know that Jonathan Wright has finally arrived. He has came to the house. Now, of course, this episode started out with the drama that was going on between Milan Christopher and Carrie-Ann Franklin. So they duped it out on the last episode. They showed maybe like a micro snippet of it this episode. And Carrie-Ann did admit that he likes antagonizing Milan, and there you all seen the sneak peek on last week, which they showed the full thing here, which, you know, the really rails came in and he was asking Carrie-Ann, like, are you going to continue to get beat up? And Carrie-Ann just keep on saying, you know, he's not really even giving these fights his all because he knows that security is going to break it up. A lot of people are saying, you know, he can't fight. I can see that there is some kind of mean streak inside of Carrie-Ann. And if it does come out based off of just looking at him and seeing that he is going through anxiety, depression, and things of that nature, in which he denies, it probably would be a very bad thing. So maybe he is thinking about his last name or his first name, but I don't think he is going to the full extent that he could, me personally. Now, is that full extent hard enough to beat up Milan or whoever else? I don't know. But he seems to think that it is. So that was about it. They duped it out and they had a conversation. So I guess they're over it for the moment, of course. So about mid-show, they brought in Jonathan. Of course, he came in, shook everybody's hand and stuff. And so, you know, he had his bags with him. He was like, you know, I'm ready to pick out my room. So he goes upstairs after talking to everybody and he looks around. He didn't like none of the rooms, all of them small. And the rail had an extra bed, which was like a twin-size bed. But he was like, you know, somebody coming up in here, even though he was telling a tale. Wasn't nobody else coming as of yet anyway. But he wasn't trying to share his room. And I don't even think that Jonathan could probably fit in that bed anyway. So, of course, he's seen that master bedroom. And him being a A-list hairstylist, he lives in luxury himself. He's around luxury all the time. His shop, if y'all have not seen it, y'all need to check it out. As far as what I've seen that he showed, it is A1. And he also stated that his house is the size of that house. So, hey, he wasn't just sleeping in no regular room. So he asked Milan several times, could they share the room? Milan was like, no, I'm not sharing anything. Of course, he was stating that, okay, well, what happened for you to get the room? So Milan was telling him, you know, him and Anthony had a fight over the room and he ended up getting the room. But allegedly says Anthony that actually Milan Christopher begged the producers to let him have the room. And so that is how he ended up having the room, y'all. So I guess it wasn't that he won and beat Anthony up and Anthony just agreed to let him have the room. I don't know. But Anthony states that Milan had to beg Zeus and they went ahead and let him have the room. So as I stated, Jonathan steady asking Milan over and over, are you going to share the room? So he was like, okay, for the night. I don't think he wanted to go that hard on the first night. Of course, this is his first night. So he ended up just, I guess, chilling with the guys. I don't know if they had a couple of drinks, but he ended up staying the night at a hotel. So he's going to be coming back. Now, y'all know they have this party planned out. So that is where I believe Milan was inviting RHOA to the party. Now, we all seen the doggone video going around on social media, of course, with Jonathan hitting the dude RHOA all in the back. Now, my thing is, if RHOA came to the party that night, how did he end up still there that next day? Did he stay the night with Milan, or did he come back to the house after he left the party, or did they accept him in as a new cast member, or what? I just want to know, how was he invited to the house, I believe, for the party, and how he was still there the next day. Because, of course, the party was at night, and the video we seen going on social media was in the daytime or the morning. So that's going to be a big old doggone debacle. But Milan don't look like he was trying to hand over that room. I feel like he should have stepped in or stepped up to Jonathan, but for whatever reason, he didn't. So people are looking at it as though Milan got checked. Basically, that was about it for this episode. Of course, it's going to be back on next Sunday. I'll be there to update you all. And I think that next Sunday is going to be lit. This episode was pretty clean cut. Just ending off of the drama with Milan and Carrie-Ann and just bringing Jonathan into the house. So what do you guys think about Jonathan so far? Also, you can go and check out some of my previous videos with Jonathan Wright in them. And he goes into detail a little bit about the circumstances that went on. One of the things that stood out that he did state, of course, is that Rio was supposed to be the one that hit him with the chair first. So that's how the whole incident went on outside, where he tried to hit Rio back. Well, not tried. He beat the hell out of him back with the chair. Now, on to Joseline's Cabaret. Now, they showed a preview today, of course, where they're showing Amber basically in the makeup room. She's getting her makeup done, and she's talking to Henny about, I just didn't like the disrespect of old girl calling her, the N-word. And she was like, and then right after that situation, Joseline gonna turn around and call me the N-word. You not black. And so the girl, Henny, was like, she's Afro-Latina or whatever. She was like, still, that's not black at the end of the day. I mean, looking at her skin, Amber, that is dark. I mean, you don't have to say that she's not African-American, because African-Americans, most of them aren't even what you describe as black. A lot of us are Indians. A lot of us are Native. If anybody, we should probably be given a doggone pass. Now, I was with Amber on some of the things in the past, but girl, I'm not going to go along with you with that, baby. Joseline is black, period. I don't care if she know how to speak English or not. So that was something to me. And I think looking at her friend Henny, because of course y'all know Henny kind of supported Amber when it came to people trying to come at her and stuff like that. So I think that kind of made her feel uncomfortable based on her expressions. Now, they were on live together today, her and Henny, of course. But just looking at Henny's face on that preview, to me, says that she felt offended by it. Like by saying that the girl is not black or whatever the case may be. Now, on to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Of course, you all know they are back, and they finally gave our girl Marlo Hampton a peach. So, baby, we've been waiting on this. I'm ready for her to come through with the drama, the mess. Well, we know Marlo always brings her unfiltered self. She should have been had a peach, but, baby, she definitely been doing her part for all these years. And so, Kendi, of course, was asking her. They sat down on the couch and she was saying, girl, people still want to know where you getting your money from. And Marlo was like, I dated a billionaire before. And so I think people think, I don't know if she's bragging when she says that, but the girl did date a billionaire before, as well as a lot of millionaires. So she's telling them, of course, she used some of that money to buy real estate as well as make investments and stuff like that. So I don't understand why she got to keep on pressing this issue and keep on going over this issue with them. The girl got a bag and she did what she needed to do with it, in which a lot of these girls out here do not do, which is why they be with these celebrity men and they be having these, before they even have the kids, yeah, they getting whatever the case may be. Then when they get these kids, now they want to put them on child support and they want to do all this and that, because when they was wearing them designer bags and they was getting this little money splurging at the mall and stuff like that, they wasn't thinking, let me put all this money to the side, or let me invest this, or let me do this. They just thinking they gonna be with these dudes and they gonna keep on getting the money in and just spending it on stupid stuff, which most of the time they can turn in some of those purses and all of that for cash, but they rather still live up to their lifestyle by their outer appearance, but that doggone inside of that purse and them wallets be empty. So I give big ups to Marlo, because she did what she supposed to do with her money. But it seems like to me that these girls want to keep on trying to put that stigma on her, like she's still doing what they are suggesting that she was doing before, which I don't believe, especially now since she has her nephews. Of course, she is watching her sister's children. I believe her sister is in prison. And based on the sneak peek, they're going to be showing like a preview where I think they're going to be saying her sister is going to get like some extended time. So she has had the boys for at least 3 years now, and she's probably going to have them longer. So she did open up her own little boutique. And of course, it showcases her clothing. And she is renting it out. It's not for purchase. So she said that she did work with Tammy Roman. And if you all look at Tammy Roman's physical body structure, you all can see similarities between her and Marlo. They're both tall women. Now, Tammy is not as big as she used to be, but maybe at that time she had a little more weight. So she was able to rent something from Marlo. So I believe that it's a good thing what Marlo is doing, because she loves fashion. Everybody has always complimented her clothes. So why not rent them out? People do it all the time. You have major $1 million companies that rent out designer coutures and stuff like this. So it's not like this is something that's unheard of. So I didn't get what the running joke was about it. And they were saying that they didn't like how she had the place set up. She should have had models and this, that, and the third. But she was saying she was going for more of a Paris, London vibe or whatever, where people just go in and admire the clothing like art. And those girls would know that if they were mingling amongst such societies. But so we definitely have that to be looking forward to. Sheree is back, and I also seen an interview where she was saying that she is cool now with Marlo. So they're definitely based off of what I heard, they're supposed to be cool on this season. So maybe they'll be giving us some mess, because you know both of them can get real messy. So I think they're gonna be like the little evil twins on the show, or whatever the case may be. Now, second to them, Candy, of course, she still got the old lady gang going on and all of that stuff. It does look like Drew is going to end up getting into it with Sheree throughout the season. Now, I know when Sheree first came into Marlo's event, she was introduced to Drew and her husband. A lot of people say that Drew and her husband are cringe for some reason. I don't know. I think it's always a running line with her husband supposed to be cheating and stuff. They was talking about him getting a massage. I know this ain't still the same massage he was supposed to been got on last season, or is this a new situation? I don't know. But either way, it seems like it's always some infidelity going on with Drew's husband. He's not a bad looking fellow, but it's always the running tagline. So I don't know what's going on with that. But she was introduced to Sheree, as I stated. And Sheree was like, I heard a lot about y'all. And then so Drew was like, I hope good things. And so Sheree put on this kind of look like, girl, no, it was bad things. So that probably already rung a bell in Drew's head. So she looking at her sideways now. So I imagine from that energy is what's going to cause the energy that we see coming between the two of them in the preview. Now, as far as Kenya Moore goes, y'all know she back again, of course. And she, during this season, or the beginning of the season, she was doing Dancing with the Stars. You all know that Kenya made it to the bottom 2, and then she was sent home and stuff. So she's in there dancing with